I couldn't get a good look at his hand to see if he got the blaster, because against decks that have to slow roll, you definitely have to make sure you go hard and fast to at least put them in a bad position while you're still like at 2 damage.
Definitely.
Because then that gap is very hard to breach, especially if he gets to manage the plus like he did earlier. That was so.
Well, in the early game 1 victory, what I've managed to notice was there was a whole lot of scenarios where it felt like the Bermuda player was actually plussing. I saw quite a few triggers coming out, and the ability to, and I didn't use that ability right away, the grade 2 to counterblast to search the unit.
He only had a starter on field when he first used it, when he first could have used it. That was his only window, and it's not a starter you play multiple of, like with Abyss. You typically play a Judge Bow because the card's almost always live, because every Vanguard you have has Phantom in its name.
That's what I was trying to figure out. I was
and
like,
you can bring Judge Bow out with Judge Bow, correct?
Yes, you can.
Oh my god, you can Judge Bow with Judge Bow?
They'll say 1 or less, it does not say Revenger, that's why Sword Break Angel's played in almost every one of these decks. Stapled at 2, that's also a reason why a lot of decks play the Dark Bond Trumpeter, if I remember its full name correctly, because you can call out the Judge Bow off of that, so Judge Bow could call out the Sword Break Angel, draw 1, then you can counterblast 1, search for another Judge Bow, plop it behind your Vanguard, just set it up. You could technically never put down any cards from your hand and have a full field. So yeah,
although one thing I have seen, Robbie is not playing any Dark Bonds.
Yeah, no, a lot of decks. That's a good difference between me and Robbie's builds. Like I said, I played mine around making sure I can keep as many cards back in my hand as possible, since you're already inherently plussing, and because you're getting 4 cards for 3. But if you don't have to pay for any of those cards, then you're more like getting 4 cards for 2.
Definitely.
Especially because you can Break Ride, call out the grade 2 Macart, and then Legion after that. You have a 14k attacker, and you get to, off of Legion, get another card, so you got 2 cards in that turn if you go Break Ride Legion. But there's a lot of matchups if you're playing against an older meta deck where you have to go faster. You can have the same speed as your opponent. This deck has to outpace decks like this that can just whittle away at your hand all in 1 turn.
It's quite terrifying. So basically, decks that have multiple attacks have a good matchup against.
Multiple attacks that aren't just Vanguard, because a lot of just Vanguard restanders have to hit or have to meet some other condition. Like Abyss has to be able to be in Legion, and it can only be the turn at Legions. That's another reason why Sword Blast Angel is really good. You can, if you end up calling 2 after you Legion once, you can put back both of the cards.
Bermuda just got an early critical trigger. But Robbie pulled 2 crits and damage.
No, that's a huge... Oh, wait, no, it is a crit. Yeah.
Oh my god, the Ghost Suck is real.
Oh god. Robbie is getting... Ugh.
That's holistically unacceptable. But you got 10k puncher, so at least you're going to get a solid grade 1 rush out of this and hope that this check brings it too.
Definitely.
If he gets a crit, I don't think he's going to take it. Ooh, is he taking that crit?
No,
he
guarded it.
out of that.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, double grade stuff?
Oh, well then.
The game is afoot.
Alright, so this game is definitely going to make up for whatever time the game 1 would have had if it didn't end in 1 turn.
This is one of the exciting moments of Vanguard, you know, both players are kind of sitting here waiting.
Everybody has equal chances to get screwed. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's part of every card game.
Definitely. Robbie gets that Blaster Dark.
Quite the top deck if I was reading that correctly.
Yeah. It's really good versatility that Blaster Dark has over Blaster Dark Revenger Abyss.
Top deck's so real.
Top deck.
These top decks be so real.
Have back-to-back grade stuck, getting grade 2s. Oh my goodness.
This game is going off the rails already.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is I think Robbie has the inherently better top decks because I just saw a Mordred in his hand, if I remember correctly. If he has a Phantom,
he's riding Mordred.
Yeah, it's SP, so it's really hard to tell whether or not. Cause
Robbie
but he only plays for, I think he plays for, crap, I can't think of his name. Mordred and for Abyss.
I play 3 and 4 since I run the extra 0, and I run 15 grade 1s just to make sure.
Right.
Because I call so many out of deck to thin out. It's... So yeah.
To make sure it actually gets there and whatnot.
Yep.
Solid heal trigger is going to give him a slight buffer of 5k.
So yeah. Robbie's the first to twin drive, so I think he's gonna hold up on most of his... Oh boy.
Critical.
There's another critical.
Crit heal, and that heal is live.
5 damage to 2.
Jesus.
Quite the turnaround on that twin drive. That Judge Bow's going
Yeah.
all the
And
way
Judge
off.
Bow going off.
So
God,
now
Robbie's-
Robbie's gonna
The
go.
inherent pluses. Oh my god.
Yeah, and so now Robbie's that Sword Angel, and this matchup's just gonna stay there throughout the entire game. Like it's just not going anywhere.
And he just soul blasted that.
He soul blasted the Judge Bow to
Judge
put it
Bow,
back in
yeah.
the deck, probably.
Yeah. For some reason, it looked like Blaster Dark Abyss
Mhm.
for a moment, but he didn't.
I know
Red
Robbie
Abyss.
went the extra mile to bling out his deck.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it's like I think he totaled it out at 600.
From what I've heard, 600 for
4 SP Mordreds, 4 SP. I'm not sure if he has SPs or exclusively Legion Rares of Phantom.
all Legion Rares.
There are Legion Rares, yeah. Those
Ugh.
Legion Rares are like $50. Speaking of the devil, and then their
Legion
mates.
Rare in the damage zone.
Yeah, and their mates are like 45, 40.
Yeah.
So, oddly enough, the price market's been pretty even on Legion Rares versus SPs.
It doesn't help that both the Phantom Blaster Abyss and Blaster Dark Revenger Abyss are both triple R's and the extra
Yeah,
booster.
shadows. It's really hard to build the shadows. You gotta buy a lot of boxes, or you gotta know a lot of people.
And or buy all the singles.
Yeah, and even then, you have to go through 3 different stores, like usually, because it's really hard to get at them.
Getting that Dorant combo off of Blaster Dark Revenger.
Yep.
It's terrifying. Actually,
Like-
I noticed that the Bermuda player went after the rear guards as opposed to hitting the Vanguard in order to avoid putting
Yeah, force
Robbie
them to put
into-
more cards down, because this is very much an attrition-based matchup. Bermudas can definitely play the attrition game very well, but he's already put into a bad position, and he might not be able to live through this turn. Even if he does, he has to bridge a pretty mighty gap.
Well, no, did he break right? No,
He's
at
on the
three.
He
break.
didn't get a
right.
chance to. And there was nothing left to give because he had 2 more attacks coming down, and there weren't enough
Yeah.
triggers in the game. In his
Yeah,
hand.
no, Robbie had 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks that turn, 2 of them Vanguards, and if he can't guard the first one, he was definitely not going to guard the second one because he has the boosters back. Like, Robbie always keeps that booster back for the second attack.
Yeah.
I felt like even with both players efficiently great stuck at one, it still felt like the Shadows.
The
still
Shadows has
managed
the
to
inherently,
surge.
they have their search ability, they have the inherently better top deck. Like, the value is that they have to go off, it's weird. Very often, if they can't go off, then it comes down to who gets better triggers at that point.
Definitely.
Which is terrifying because I don't know what it is about Paladins, but they have this notorious notion of just hitting double triggers on every check, it feels like.
Well, when you have 80% of your player base playing almost the exact same decks, you're going to get the really sacky players along with the really good players, and the pools just kind of overlap. Like, Golds was the best deck for a while in Vanguard way back in the day, simply because 75-60% of all of your players were playing Golds, because it was the deck to play once they limited, or they restricted Barkle as a starter, because
Definitely.
the deck was just Soul Saver, have massive Soul Saver, just have massive field, and never have to worry about miswriting. The consistency was too real.
Right. All you needed in your opening hand was a grade 1 and grade 3, and you were set.
Yep.
So
So,
you
the
could
rest
be
of your
whole
hand could be
runs.
all triggers, yes. Also, since it takes 2 triggers to go to grade 2 with Barkle, it really doesn't matter, because you could actually ride to grade 1 immediately and then go to grade 2 off of Barkle, as long as you had the stand trigger and the crit trigger, Future Night Lou.
Which you could search anyway off of.
Well, off of Barkle.
Barkle
Anyway.
rests itself to search for either Flogel or Future Night Lou, and then Future Night Lou, Counterblast 1, put Barkle, Flogel into your soul along with this card, search your deck for a Blaster Blade and ride it.
Hmm.
So you could just use the only superior ride from 1 to 2 way back in the day. Since we got that weird shift, we went 1, 2, 6, and then it was 3 then 7, if I remember
I
correctly.
think so.
Yeah, it
3,
was,
7.
Yeah, the English meta has been really weird since we got a lot of sets out of order because they wanted to simultaneously release.
Did Aquaforce
Aquaforce was really
came in before 5,
got-
or was it
Aquaforce
after?
came out before we got Cross Reds
So yeah,
yeah.
before 5.
because
So
yeah,
8. So it went.
Maelstrom came out before we had Dot. We had set 4, I think. No, we got set 4 and 5 like right next to each other. So we went 1, 2, 6, 3, 7, 8, 4, 5, and then we're sort of only like a month behind Japan at that point.
Yeah.
Well, as we start this game 3 off, we can see that the Bermuda player is taking the lead.
Yep.
Riding that Dorn.
And yeah,
That 10k punch is so strong.
yeah,
She's
no.
taking-
I think I.
One thing I've seen with Robbie, he's been throwing out masquerades early game,
Yeah.
almost every game.
I only play 1 Masquerade to have the extra card to call from deck because I didn't want to play. I didn't want to play 4 6k boosters. Like for me, it almost never came out unless I wanted it to.
Probably
Like I
losing
said.
one sword breaker right now.
Yeah. So he has one left in deck. As long as it's in deck and he doesn't draw it, doesn't look like I can't see it from his hand. So
It's like the first time he's actually getting off that skill for the Counterblast 1.
yep, it's really handy for if you have a perfect shield down and you know your opponent's a little light on cards in hand. You just I'll have 2 perfect shields after boosting with it. Which, typically the only cards that go back to your hand after battles are the really bad 6k cards that say when it boosts an attack that hits goes back to your hand. It's like, oh, okay, I got a 5k guard. But
But with
it's true that
Bermuda's,
some Bermudas actually gamble here, then they would actually play that perfect guard and attempt to get off that Counterblast in order to get it off and whatnot. So
Right.
it's interesting
but
to
it's a
know.
gamble they're worth.
yeah, because you
They're-
get 2 perfect
it's worth
shields
going
and you
for.
don't minus at all for that turn whatsoever because you have your drive check. The card goes back to your hand and the copy you search out of deck, so it's a card you don't have to worry about drive checking and not getting a trigger. So the deck thins, the draws, it's all just really real. It's part of how Bermuda can win out the grind game very easily.
Just for having access to such synergies, it's crazy to
Mhm.
think about.
Both of these decks actually have very crazy synergies.
Definitely.
Robbie seemed to forego some of the synergies that I personally prefer for more aggression, which I completely understand. Vanguard's very flexible in its card pools. Like, playing around with numbers is almost always preference. Meanwhile, you go to other games, it's almost mandatory to play 3 ofs, 4 ofs, 2 ofs for certain things.
Definitely.
Vanguard's going in for a swing at.
Oh, good. Oh my goodness, it's 5-2 right now, and he's on his break ride?
2 to 4 right now.
Oh, no.
Oh, that was
Oh,
you.
no, that was his hand. Okay, I was
Yeah.
like,
Over there.
put it face down. I'm like, wait, when did he go to
Well, it's-
5?
Well, now it's 2 to 2. No, 3 to 2 now. Robbie and
4-2.
Robbie and the
Yeah, he got 2 triggers on that
Swinging for
first
a
drive
hand.
check of the game. First twin drive. Then that's the Mordred. He's ridden that every game without fail so far.
yeah.
SBs come to your hand.
Yeah, so do Legion Rares. So do Legion Rares.
Those Legion rares though, you can literally feel the
You can-
texture
if-
from them.
If
through
you
the
slightly
sleeve.
displace the top card of your deck, you can feel the glitter. I tried double sleeving to not have that affect me, and it does not work.
You just know it, huh?
Well, I don't purposely try to go for it, but if I accidentally get that information, I accidentally get that information.
Would you consider that cheating though, or is that just part of the game?
Honestly, every game has its rumors. Yu-Gi-Oh, a lot of players believe that commons float to the top, and then foils tend to go mid to low, depending on how you shuffle. I personally don't feel like foiling affects too much of it when you're looking at if you're doing a very proper shuffle, because if you're doing a very improper shuffle and you're just letting cards fall into place, then yes, the foils are going to affect it, but I don't feel like foils should always affect how you actually draw every game, no matter how you shuffle. So it's definitely something that can be worked around.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are gonna assume that the fact that they're Legion rares, you're just always gonna get them, because a lot of people tend to get salty when they lose to someone who has money.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but Robbie just pulled a critical trigger, gave critical to Masquerade to prevent the break ride.
Yep.
So we passed the crit and dodged the whole break ride on turn start.
Yeah, because I don't think Robbie has a hand to deal with the break ride right now, because he has what? It looks like 4 cards?
5, I think.
5.
He needs that Judge Bar to go off to get Swordbreaker to replenish his hand.
Which means that the Bears just making it a point not to let that resolve at all.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to think about.
But yeah, no.
It's going to make that a 2 to pass.
Oh
Heel
boy,
trigger.
this guy's
Give him power to rear.
Oh, good choice.
Choice.
It looked like he got a
Solid.
perfect shield. I don't know. I could only tell that the card was black because I saw the little hat that all the black Bermudas have.
Yeah. Trying to decide if he wants to hit a rear guard or vanguard right now. Looks like he's going for vanguard.
Yeah,
Might as well keep pushing if you're going to go that far.
yeah.
Are we gonna see
Might
a
as
break
well.
ride? Yep.
Well, yeah, we have to right now. If Robbie couldn't break her, that'd be really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he plays 8 grade 3, so he's bound to see at least 2 of them. Unless you're...
Given that draw engine he has, if he doesn't, I feel like something went horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where everything's on the bottom.
I don't think everything's going to be at the bottom. Pretty much the only commons in his deck are cards that he searches out and or triggers. So,
Yeah.
the whole weight thing's probably going to affect it a little bit. But Robbie shuffles pretty evenly. He doesn't let cards fall in place. He piles,
Yeah,
every
definitely.
game. So,
Losing a rear guard over that.
yeah.
So this break right legion that's happening right now, what does that mean exactly for the game state?
Robbie's probably gonna aim to end this game this turn right now, but I'm seeing, what, 5 cards in Bermuda's hand?
I'm seeing 4 to 5. Yeah, a lot of them are triggers from what
Yeah.
I've seen.
But even then, that just means, because of that plus 5k, which is always relevant, like, it's ridiculous.
Definitely.
It turns anything into a good attacker. Even turns the grade 2 3k into a decent attacker.
Definitely.
Skull Witch Nemen, which actually sees play in the Witch deck at like a 1 or 2 of.
Mhm.
So that deck has trouble reaching higher hand advantage with no restander.
Yeah. Now Robbie has to make a choice. He's letting it hit,
Oh, so Bermuda's go to 5 before he even gets a chance to really guard.
and he's restanding.
Yep. Yeah, he has to now. He has the crit. He has the hand.
He's not letting this swing hit. He's
No.
gonna drop all kinds of triggers at this.
Yeah.
Or
He's
if
got
that's a
to,
perfect
otherwise,
shield.
because this is coming in critical.
That's, yeah, so 27, 20, oh boy. Oh boy, that's 2, so that's 15 guard? I think those are draw triggers? No, those are 10Ks.
Those are 10.
Yeah, those are crits. Those are crits, so 21.
25k shields.
So 36 to 27? Ooh, that's 2 to pass. Nope. Oh, Robbie doesn't get it this turn. He gets the draw trigger though, so that's the only.
Yeah.
It was
He may or.
Oh no. Oh, it was 1 to pass.
He
Yeah, 'cause-
only could afford the one to pass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because of the remember he break road too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Robbie broke road.
Extra 10 and then
Yeah, the extra 10.
yeah.
enough.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it looks like Robbie's rush paladins seem to be able to equalize a lot of it. So.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of scenarios, but ultimately what it comes down to is the lack of having, solid triggers in hand. It seemed like he had a lot of units, but didn't have a lot of triggers, so you really put him right behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
So you really put him in a bad spot.
Yeah, and in that situation, he had to push for game before the Bermuda